and the businessgrowthquiz.me, businessgrowthquiz.me. Why do you want to do that? Because it will establish and you will find out and identify the area of your business that may be the greatest obstacle right now and that you need to address. Now, with no further ado, let me introduce Nico Lagan. Now, Nico, it's Lagan or Lagan. I'm sure he's going to correct me at some point. Welcome, Nico, anyway.
Lagan, but close enough.
Okay.
You know, man, it's not even my real name. It's the five first letters of my real name because I'm French, right? And my last name is unpronounceable. So I
I'm gonna
figured,
ask you what it is in a moment because I want to know, right? So now we know presently the way to market has changed.
hmm,
Social media has made all the difference.
oh
And you
yeah,
may thinking you've got your social media game down, but are you making money through social media?
hmm,
So, and also now for the last year or so, you've been hearing about AI, artificial intelligence, all this kind of technology. And where this gentleman comes in, Nico Jump comes in, it's the amalgamation. It's imagine social media meeting AI, meeting sales. So not only getting content out there, but making money through it as well. Nico, so everybody stay tuned, listen to what he has to say, because if you're not making money in a creative way, and the whole thing is about AI powered content creation, social media and selling and sales. So Nico, welcome again. Tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial background. What got you doing what you know, as an entrepreneur, how did you get started?
you know, I had my first. I'm a martial artist at heart. I've been in it for more than 20 years, and I started a program years and years ago. Rented a gym, and I was teaching there. I've taught for a long time, but I was also a sales engineer, like until about a bit over a year now. I was a sales engineer for 12 years. So I did sell very high end telecommunications services to massive corporations and government entities. So I come from the business world. I'm used to selling, and I was selling like $1 million solutions, right? So my background is in sales. I love people, and sales is all about connecting people together, having them trust you. Because if you're buying a product, if you're buying a service, if you're even following somebody online, the reason you're doing so is that they resonate with you. You like
Right.
them. There's something about them that you like, and that we can go into details because I love NLP. I love the psychology behind it. And
Hmm.
this is why people connect, right? We see ourselves in other people. We're so
Right.
selfish that we see ourselves in other people, and that's
Okay.
why we like each other. Like you and I like you because you have a nice haircut. So, so
Absolutely.
I see myself in your haircut. I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. So, but this is how
Likewise.
selfish we are. Like psychologically speaking, most of us are unaware of it, but this is how we are. So basically, 13 months ago, I decided to quit my corporate job, start my own business, and kind of put together content creation because I've been creating content for 3 years, 3.5 years now.
Okay.
And I decided to put them together to really dedicate myself to writing, but also finally putting all my sales knowledge into developing content.
Hmm.
How to put it into a way that is impactful. How do I reach people, and how do I use the sales tactic to craft my message around my personality, sell
Right.
myself on camera in
Uh-huh.
exchange for the comments, the likes, the like I want to resonate with people. How do I
Hmm.
do it? By being the salesman that I am and understanding this. And over the past year, I realized that, listen, if I have problems, if this is an issue for me after more than a decade of high end sales, for sure there's people out there that are struggling. They don't understand how that works. So I decided to put a program together where I teach that, but with the advancement in AI, considering I'm a nerd, I come from a technology background, right? So
Right.
I've always been playing. I've been playing with AI for a long time, long
Right.
before it became popular. But now there's so many advances, innovations that we can use to make our content creation faster, better, and produce more content. Because at the end of the day, that's what we were talking just before we started recording. I was editing a video, and this is what it's all about now. Not only does your message need to be great, you need to be awesome in front of the camera, but you need to post, 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 post. Look at a Alex Hormozy
Mm.
that's being said to post between his wife and him 250 times a week,
Oh,
and you 250 times a week,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And you have a Gary V, which is one of the best guys out
Yeah,
there
I
when
know,
it comes
Gary.
to this,
Yeah.
64 times a day. Granted, those guys have massive teams
Teams. That's right.
behind them, but there are ways to do this as an individual. Like me today, I wrote a LinkedIn blog, I wrote a Facebook post. Actually, I posted on Facebook now twice today.
Okay.
I've posted on Instagram, I've posted on TikTok, I've posted on YouTube, I've posted on Rumble. So already right now, I think I have 7, and as soon as you and I hang up, I'm posting on every single platform again. So I normally post 40 times a day if you consider all the platforms,
Right,
the
right,
repurpose and everything that I do.
right.
So yeah.
And you do it yourself 40 times a day,
Most of the time, yeah,
most of the
because
time.
you know, I have a video production company. Like I do have a digital marketing
Right,
agency,
right.
and we
Got it.
help clients do this. But you know, the big difference between what I do and what other people do is people don't create content. If you look at the agencies out there, you go check their following, they barely have a following. I have
That's
more than
right.
100,000 followers, and I
Right,
produce 5 to 10 million views a month. I
right.
am a content creator. So when I tell you to do something,
You know what you're
take
talking
it to
about.
take it to the bank, because I've done it. If you look at my profile, I test every single time, every single type of content out there. I've done it. I've
You've tested.
tried it, and I can tell you what works, why it works, how we can make it work, and how to develop your talent to bring it to a point where
So
it's
let me
actually
let me
working.
let me ask you this question, right?
Yep.
A lot of our listeners would say, "Look, I'm busy. I'm doing this. I've got my clients, and
Yep.
now you're asking me to post 10 times a day, 20 times a day, 40 times a day. Where do I get a time to do that?" You know, and this is where you're coming in, saying there are
Yep.
frameworks, there are tools that allow them to do that. Tell us a little bit more about that and why posting whatever it is 20 times, 40 times a day, why is that important? Why is that relevant?
That's Keep the second part of your question
I
in
will.
hand, because I'm going to forget, but it's a great,
I'll come
great
back to you.
question. So the first part to understand is, yes, it's time consuming, no doubt about it, no questions about it. But for most people out there, you understand what evergreen content is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you produce
So
it once, put it out there, you can reuse it without,
yeah.
yeah.
So, but normally it is exactly what you talk about. Let's say that you're a men's coach, for example. Let's just say that what you talk about, what you're telling men to do, this is your evergreen content. This is what you should post all the time.
Mm,
The big advantage of evergreen is that you could spend a Sunday, record a boatload of content,
mm,
and then post it along the week. There's AI softwares that you can use now that will post it at a specific time. If you need to understand the numbers, right? Where to post, when to post, and that's something we'll talk after. But there are ways around this when you're doing a lot of evergreen.
got it.
I don't do a lot of evergreen. Most of my content is extremely political, and most of my content is every day. So every day I spend an hour or two reading the news, looking at what people are doing. I have specific people that I follow because they come up with ideas that inspires me. But
Right.
I create content every day. Like today, I've already created 2 videos. And
Uh-huh.
from scratch, I had nothing this morning. I saw something. I'm like, yep, we're going to talk about this.
Okay.
So in my case, I spend a lot of time doing it, yet I have folders. I've recorded about 300 podcasts over the past 3 years. I probably have, without joking, I think this is my 46th podcast in 10 weeks that I record as a guest. And I
My,
already have another 35 before the end of the year.
my
So
goodness.
I have a lot of content that's created, and it's super easy for me to tell my guys, hey, go check this and then edit it. But I
Right,
barely
right.
do so because I create so
So
much
what I'm hearing
content.
you say is that at some point you need some kind of a team, you need some kind of support.
So the first thing you need to do is to post once a day. Then once you're posting every single day, new content. Like I want you to record a reel every day or to
Mm,
post a reel every day. Once you're able to do that, then you start doing two. This is where you're going to realize, uh-oh, this is taking a lot
mm,
of time because I need to create the content. Is it daily content that I create, or is it something I do in batch and I just keep on? No matter what, I need time to produce that content.
Right.
Now you're faced with two solutions. You're faced, and this is what I've been through, right? Do I hire external people? Like, I spent a lot of months going through Fiverr. I had a third party do every single bit. Like, I had somebody I would record my podcast. Somebody did my logo. Somebody did my animation. Somebody was editing my podcast. I was posting it. Then I could give it to people to chop it off to make reels. So I had a bunch of people involved in every part of my
Right.
production. And then I'm like, yeah, this is not working. So instead of me spending time staring at my laptop, I'm now managing people that don't work for me.
Okay.
This is not what I want. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just start my own team.
Mm.
This works for me because I create a lot of content and I do it full time. Now this is what I do. I
Right.
understand that the average person cannot do that.
Right.
But the first thing you need to realize is social media are the best marketing tools out there. If you are
Mm.
not using social media, you are missing out. Whatever you are, you could just be a podcaster, you could be an author, you could be brick and mortar store owner, you could
Yeah.
be e-commerce, whatever it is. You need to use social media to put your name out there. If you're not, you're missing out. Now, once you know that, what's the best way to do it? You have natural skills that you can work on. I'm a sales guy, so me being in front of the camera is very easy. I
Yeah.
spend My old marketing company forced me to record 4 episode a week alone. Start the camera. I want you to record for 30 minutes every day. I did it for 2 months straight.
Oh,
It would
wow.
take me 2 to 3 hours to get prepared for that 30 minutes. And not only would I do it alone in front of the camera, I would do it live.
Live
So,
as well.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
That-
man, I was running the camera that I have now. I have the exact same one at a different angle. I would
yeah.
have my cell phone. I would have 2
An
cell
angle.
phones running with 3 different microphones. Like, I would hide microphones behind this one so you couldn't see it, but
Right.
one was
Right.
connected on my phone, one was connected on my other phone, then this one was connected through StreamYard, and I was broadcasting on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and which one else? Rumble, all at the same time.
All at the
So
same time.
100%,
Okay.
3 different devices, my laptop, 2 cell phones, 3 different microphones. But this is what I want to be great in front of the camera. That's my goal.
That's
So,
your thing. Let me ask you a question. Oh yeah, the
yep.
second part was why is it relevant or important to post so many times a day, 20, 30, 40 times a day? Or in
So
Gary V's case, 67 or whatever it is.
64 times, yeah. So the I'm a sales engineer by trade, so I love to deconstruct something. So I love to know what the problem is or what the
Mm.
goal is,
Mm.
and then break it down from there and say, okay, this is my goal. How do I get there? Break it down from the beginning. Let's put some steps in. If you're trying to increase your sales, to increase your visibility, if you're trying to increase the views because of X, as I said, could be your podcast, could be a product you're selling, a service, whatever it is, the more views,
Yeah.
the more sales. We can agree to that, right?
Right.
So this is your funnel. This is what you're creating.
Yeah.
So I want more views because I know it's going to end up selling more at the end. Simple.
Right.
Now, easy algorithm. If you put a video out there and you get 1,000 views on your video, you should get 100 likes. It's
Right.
10%. And then you should
Okay.
get about 10 comments on it, which is 10%. So you understand how that goes.
Yeah.
So once
Yeah.
you understand that, then of those 10, there's a percentage of that will buy something.
Buy something.
This is what matters. Understand
Right.
what you're trying to accomplish. Now,
Right.
once I understand this, my goal is, let's say right now you have 10,000 views a month on your Instagram. Let's say that's what you want. That's what you
Mm.
have. I want to 10 times that. Okay, cool. So that means I want 100,000 views over the span of 30 days over the next month. Awesome. That means that every day I need to have 3,300 views.
Right.
Every day I need
Okay.
3,300 views. Now, if I'm averaging 1,000 views on my videos, do I want to bank on the fact that my videos somehow magically are going to jump from 1,000 to 3,300 every day?
No, you want it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think that's very smart. So what you can do is, like, okay, so if I know, you see where I'm going with this.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
That
hearing you.
means I need to produce 3 videos a day. If I don't do anything crazy, if none of my stuff start going viral, if
Right,
none of my stuff really goes out there, let's
right.
say that my average that I get on all my videos is about 1,000 views. That means I need to produce 3 videos a day in
Got
order
it.
to achieve what my goal is. The more content you produce, not only the more you practice, the better you get in front of the camera, the more videos you have to analyze afterwards to say, okay, this type of video worked better than this one, than this one. Is it the subject? Is it the way I recorded it? What is it?
Right.
I'm a numbers guy. I look at everything. When something works, I'll
Yeah.
deconstruct it and say, okay, why did it work? So the more content you put out there, and hold on, when I say content, please understand that if you put garbage out there, guess what? You're going to receive garbage back.
Garbage back. Yeah. Yeah.
So the more quality content you put out there, the more you have chances of achieving your goal, the more you have chances of one of your videos going viral, the
Hmm.
more chances that you have to have good information that you can analyze, deconstruct, and understand what works. Because when I'm telling you to put, so this morning I put a piece of content about Matt Rife. I don't know if you know who that is, but it's a stand-up comedian, and he said some pretty funny stuff on his new Netflix special, and it's
Okay.
causing an outrage.
Oh,
So I
wow.
was watching the video yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this morning. So I put something in a I built a whole template that I'm capable of just taking a video, editing it, putting it into my template. I update. It looks like a news posting.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I developed that through an app, super easy, Canva.
Okay.
And so every day I try to find something that's in the news that people will either be shocked by, laugh at. I'm trying to bring a conversation with the people
Got it.
that resonate with my message.
Got it.
So this is one type of content that I do. Now I'm going to talk, the one I'm going to post when we're done. I'm going to post about something else. I'm giving my opinion on something.
Okay.
Then if the afternoon, I'm going to talk about 3 books that every man out there should read.
Right.
All of those things I have in my calendar. I know about when I get up in the morning what I'm going to talk about.
So it's all been scheduled out in advance. You know exactly where you're
I
going with that.
no. I'm so good at it now that I go with the feel.
It's a
I'm like,
natural.
yeah. I have an idea of what I want, but I know that at night street interviews do extremely well. Like
At night.
I love street interviews. I love to go out and talk to people,
Oh, wow.
and those do extremely well on my YouTube channel. So every day I try to post a street interview. So see how right now I had a piece of news in the morning, I
Yeah.
have my opinion at noon,
Yeah.
then somewhere in the afternoon, 4 or 5, like 3 to 5, I'm gonna post something that's me talking in my phone,
Right.
and
Right.
then I'll have a street interview at night. And if I have one of my followers send me a good video, I
Mm.
might do another one. I might do a reaction video where I found something super funny and I'm just reacting to it. That's it. So
Right. Let me
this is
ask
the
you
type,
this. This
but
is,
those are the type of content. So when I'm saying you should post 3 times a day,
yeah.
don't post the exact same thing every single day. Like me standing here with a microphone talking. Maybe you want to be walking, talking
Yeah.
to your cell phone.
Yeah.
Maybe you're trying, you take a video of something that happened and you're like, you know what? No, guys, what he's saying is absolutely wrong. This is not
Right.
true. What he's
Right.
saying is not true.
So the different
Challenging,
formats, different
having the
formats.
balls to challenge people online
And
does extremely well. If you have the confidence to say, you know what, this guy, we all know who he is, he's wrong.
so people love controversy. They like
Of
all that.
course.
Let
Who
me let me
doesn't?
let me take you a slight different angle. Obviously, you know your stuff. And thanks for the various formats as well. Why is AI the future then? Because you've got social media. Thanks for talking about all of that.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about AI and why that is the future.
So perfect segue you're making there, because most people, I know the type of content that I create, I know the type of content that I like to do, I know the type of content that works. Most people are not to the point that I am. They haven't invested the money and time that I have to figure
Right,
this out, right?
right.
But AI is something that can help you. You can literally go in chat GPT right now and
Mm,
say, what are the type of videos that are trending? Enter. It's going to give you a list. What are the most, so let's say that, like you, so helping you build your business and wealth. Awesome.
mm.
So you're all about business growth and wealth
Yeah,
accumulation.
yeah,
So I can jump on chat GPT right now and say, what are the most trending topic, or what are the hottest topic around business growth right now? Enter.
yeah. Right.
it will spit you some ideas. So you're like, okay, cool. Now I have an idea of what type of videos work. I have an idea of the subjects that are working. Let's start putting them together. So let's say you want to record a reel. Let's keep it short. You want to do a minute about business growth,
Mm.
using how you can grow your business using AI.
Right.
Makes
Okay.
sense in our
Cool.
subject that we're talking about, right?
Makes sense. No, I like the
So
way you're thinking.
so let's say I know in my head that reels are king because people have a short attention span. I understand that I have about 2 4 second stops to capture their attention, so I need a good hook. I need a
Mm.
good lead at the beginning to capture their attention. My content is going to go on Instagram and in TikTok, so I want to keep it around 20 to 60 seconds stop. Like,
Right.
I don't want to go over this because
Right.
this is where my market, but you need to know what your market is, but let's say that's what it is. So I
Mm.
go to ChatGPT and I say, okay, today, I want to speak about how ChatGPT can help you create more content talking about your business. So, you're going to create some content around your business, which should help you grow your business
Mm.
while integrating AI. Perfect. So, I will say to ChatGPT, I'm going to say, okay, write me a 1 minute real video script for this. Enter. Now it's going to spit it out for you.
Okay.
It's going to give you a very it's going to give you a structure.
Right.
From experience, I can tell you that I keep maybe 10% of what they say. Like,
Right.
whatever AI spits back to me, I might use 10% of it, but it has a structure.
You have the structure that
Exactly.
talking
But
points. Got it.
but for years now I've been taking copywriting classes. I've written my first book. I'm writing my second one right now. So I write multiple hours a day. So I'm used
Okay.
to write. But this
Mm.
is a skill most people need to develop because it might not seem like it, but when you see a good piece of content out there, that person at one point had a structure.
Right.
Maybe he controls his subject so much now that he doesn't need to. He's just, something happens, he grabs his phone, and that's the skill everybody should have. But for most of us,
Mm.
you need to develop a structure in order to get there.
Got
So
it.
here you go. So now I got a structure from ChatGPT. I rewrite it all. I did not have to spend 3 hours in order to
Mm.
write this, in order to figure it out. Not only I know what I want, I treat ChatGPT like it was part of my team, like just a brainstorming partner. We come up with an idea, awesome. Develop the script around it, awesome. Then I can take my camera, my phone, whatever you're using, and I can start recording.
Wow. 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 You make it sound so so easy, but it comes with experience and with
Yeah.
direction and you know where you're going. So tell us about AI when it comes to video creation, pictures, because someone showed, I think was it Mid Journey or something like this, where it can create, you can put the information and it'll create the video or create the series of pictures.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, absolutely. Super simple too. Like right now, you could go to ChatGPT, for example. I've built ChatGPT engines within ChatGPT that
oh wow.
now you can go in and say, I've trained it to say, okay, you want to create a thumbnail? No problem. What's the background? What's the audience? What do you want on that picture? Who you targeting? What's your title? With font? Which color you're looking for?
Okay.
Now, does it work that great? It's a hit and miss. I got to tell you, it's a hit and miss. That's why I'm very good at Canva. I
Right.
normally
Right.
use ChatGPT to create an image. I export that. I'm going to import that in Canva. I
Mm.
know the fonts, the colors that represents my brand, and I can just create one right on the fly. It takes me 2 seconds. But you can do what we call faceless videos, which
Okay.
100% AI.
Yeah.
I can literally, so there's a software called InVideo AI. I
Okay.
can literally go into InVideo, say, okay, I want to create a YouTube video that's 3 minutes long. This is the subject. And they're going to ask you, what's your audience? Is it enthusiasts? Is it professionals? They're going to give you a few options. You select them, you click enter. They will create a video for you. They will create the whole speech, and they're even going to attach a narrator to it. They're going
Wow.
to attach pictures to it. You can go in and say, you know what? I don't like the speech, so let's modify it. You can say, okay, the B-roll that's running, the
Yeah.
image that's running, oh, I don't like that one. You click on the image, it will bring you to a search engine. You can search and find other videos that match more what you want. You know what? I don't like the voice of that guy. I'd like to have a Australian dude speak instead. You can ask it to change the voice. There
Mm.
are ways now. I'm making it sound extremely simple because I play with that stuff all the
All
time.
the time. Exactly.
But
Uh-huh.
it's not that simple. Again, if your text is crap, your video is going to be bad.
Got it.
If your video editing skills are not there, you're going to produce very poor content. You need to have certain knowledge. That's why to this day, I still create most of my content, even though I have a
Mm.
market. I have my team, but I'd rather they deal with clients
Right.
than me because I enjoy it. I'm
Enjoy it.
always trying. I'm always just yesterday I started a new thing and now I'm gonna do it in every single video that I did that I'm gonna
Wow.
do. So it's just I
It just
love to play with this stuff. I
it, it,
absolutely love it.
it looks like people just need to go and check you out. I haven't finished yet, but whilst you're on that subject, people are loving the way what you're saying, how you're saying it. If they need some help with their social media, what's the best way for them to connect with you? Would you say?
Go to my website, plproduction.co. All of
Production.
PL as in personal legends,
Got it. Got it.
production.co. This is the website for my digital marketing agency.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that I do is custom. So for some people I just strategize. I'm like, you should try this type of content. You need to learn this skill, this skill, this skill in front of the camera in order to
Got it.
create rapport with your with your clients, your audience. So there's a lot of people I just strategize. There's some people we take their whole post-production to say they record content. Like I have showed up to one of my clients with $20,000 of equipment and say, okay, when you're recording, you're going to record in front of that wall. This is the way you're going to set up your light. This is the way you're going to set up your microphone. This is the way your camera is going to be. But for now, here's 3 cameras that are running, all the lights in the world, microphones everywhere. Go. No, that's no good. No, no, no good. Stop looking at the ground. Look at me. No, no good. So I direct people. He hated me.
Right.
He
Right.
swore at me. He screamed at me. He told me to F off. But you should see his videos now. That was
What
6 months ago.
what was the
Now
result? What kind of result was he getting?
we've been working on his stuff for about 6 months now.
Yeah.
In front of the camera now, amazing. Even my girlfriend sees his stuff all the time and she's like, man, he's good. Now we're to a point where he's good for I started booking him podcasts as a
Okay.
guest. So he's doing
Okay.
what I'm doing right now. That's
Right.
the next step. Because in my head, when I work with someone, I want in my head what I imagine is just like your picture you have right there behind you. I
Mm.
imagine them in front of 1,000 people, 5,000 people on stage,
Right.
rocking a crowd. This is what
Right.
I have in mind.
Perfect.
This is my skill. This is the goal that I have with anybody that I work with.
Perfect.
If you're capable of doing this, creating content is going to be easy for you. Like understanding how to do it, easy. So
Nice.
right now I'm developing a course that's called the Alpha Creator Blueprint, which right now I do one-on-one. We
Mm.
strategize, we go over your niche, your messaging, we go over your branding. I
Yeah.
show you what type of equipment you need to record what type of videos you want to record. I show you how to integrate AI. So we go over your whole content creation process, and then I can tell you, okay, those are human skills that you need to develop because AI can't help you there. But
Mm-hmm.
here is where you can fit AI to optimize and streamline your content creation process. So, but right now I'm doing it one-on-one, but I'm writing a course, and in January you'll be able to just purchase the course. It's going to be me running through all the steps, so you can do that on your own time. I give you literature that you should read. I point you towards other, because I'm a fan of NLP, of psychology, so I will point you towards people to say,
Right.
I highly suggest that you develop that skills with this guy. So I'm working on something that is going to be a lot cheaper for
Mm-hmm.
people. And if you're starting or it's time for you to step it up, you don't need to deal with me directly.
Yeah.
But there's going to be calls every week where you can join and just say, okay, I have questions about this, and this. No problem. Let's run through it. I'll answer your questions there.
Superb.
So,
Superb.
yeah.
Great. Great. So tell me something. You mentioned it just now because it was coming to my next question about your studies in NLP and psychology. How has that crucially helped you to do what you do, and most importantly, helping your clients get the results they want through content creation?
You know, for if you look at my last job as a sales engineer, that means that I took extremely complex and technical subjects and I presented it to customers in a way where I was trying to sell our solution to them, right?
Right.
I had to prove why our solution is what they need, is going to fix the problem that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I spoke to very technical people, but often I spoke to people that are not technical at all. They're directors, they're
Right.
VPs, they run a team. They're not technical. I need to be able to get there and put it into layman's terms.
Got it.
That's my one of my greatest skills is that. There's no difference between that and content creation. What you take for so everything that I'm talking about right now when it comes to AI and integration, I take this for granted. I do this every day and
Right.
I've been
Every
doing it
day.
for more than a year.
Yeah.
But that doesn't but 99.9% of people have no clue what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I need to be able to take something that I take for granted and explain it in a way that resonates with people, to break it down to a point that I could explain it to a child. If you
Mm-hmm.
cannot explain what you're talking about to a child, you don't you haven't mastered your subject yet. There's work
Yeah.
to be done.
Too
So
complex.
this is where NLP and psychology is so important. So let's look at you and I, for example, right now. We were saying, I don't remember if we were on camera or not when I said this, but when somebody follows you, like, or buys something from you, that's
Mm.
because they like you.
Right.
If somebody likes you, they will buy whatever service that they
Right.
need from you because they trust you.
Got it.
So as a content creator, and again, it doesn't matter that you're a coach, a podcaster, a business owner, it does not matter. If you are putting content out there, you're a content creator. So
Mm.
you need to be able to create what we call rapport. You need to be able to build a deep, meaningful connection with somebody that's not even in front of you.
Right.
I did
Right.
this for 12 years and
With
man,
people.
I would go so one of my favorite book is called
Mm.
Just Listen
Yeah.
by Mark Goldstein. Like this is a working book. Like I've had this for years. It's highlighted everywhere. There's sticky note from that's sticking out from the top. Every time he was teaching something, a new technique that I would, let's say he was talking about mirroring. Do you know what mirroring
Mm.
is?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we're talking about mirroring. For the people that don't know what that means is try to emulate the person that you're speaking to. So you and I, for example,
Yeah.
I'm going to pay attention when we first talk. I'm going to pay attention to your tone of voice, the speed at which you speak, the mannerisms that you have. Like right now, I can tell that you're interested in what I'm saying because you're leaning forward and
Uh-huh.
your hands are moving. And I speak with my hands, so you're mimicking me.
Yeah.
So see,
Exactly.
those are the things that over the years I practiced. But I used to have an alarm in my cell phone that would tell me, okay, today you're going to work on this. So I would move it to like 10 minutes prior to every single meeting. So let's say I had a meeting at 10 a.m. my time. I
Mm.
would have had it at 9:50. It would pop in my calendar. I would say, "Oh, yes, okay, true." So I'd be there sitting in my car waiting to go up to my customer and I would be reading this. Okay, today, Nick, what you're going to do is that you're going to pay attention to how the person is talking. So, is he technical? If so, you're going to use the same type of vocabulary that he's using. You're going to use a very technical vocabulary.
Right.
If he is not, don't try to look, don't let your ego go. Don't try to look very cool. Just match the vocabulary that he uses and then start matching his tone of voice. If he's a fast speaker, speak fast
Right.
because people that speak fast relate to people that
Uh,
can actually speak as fast as they do. But
yeah.
if you're somebody that just speaks at a slow tone, you want to hear somebody that speaks at the same tone as you. So
So let me
use
just
the
throw
same.
this in there.
Yeah.
So great explanation on all that. So is this why it's so important to know who your ideal
Oh
audience, your
yeah.
ideal client is? Then you know who
This
you're
is where it
talking
all
to. You know?
starts.
Perfect.
This is where it all starts. You need to know who your niche is.
Yeah.
Most people think about your niche as a demography to say, okay, how tall are they? What type of clothes do they wear? Do they have a family? What type of job do they have? That's great. Those are the type of people, but this is not enough. You need to get into their minds.
Granular.
You know, if you cannot answer what keeps your avatar or your target audience up at night? What prevents him from sleeping? What is he
Right,
stressed
right,
about?
right.
Why would he pay attention to whatever you have to say? Why is he on social media? Why is he there? Is he trying to renovate his house and he needs to understand how to do it because he don't know?
Yeah,
Or is he so in pain that he can't take it anymore? He needs somebody to help him. What does he want?
got
Why
it.
would he pay? So unless you understand that, you will never be able to connect with them. But this is where it
Superb,
starts, right? Start at the
superb.
niche, develop rapport by making them understand that you understand them. This is why storytelling is so powerful. I
Yeah,
used to be you. I
r-
was in your shoes.
right.
I know what it is not to sleep at night because you're so stressed out about X. But you know
Perfect.
what happened? I figured it out and I can show you how. So
Now they're listening.
those are uh-huh.
Fantastic. Hey, you've been listening to Nico, Lagan, and Mac Attram here at the Business Wealth Show. We've come to an end now, but remember to check out Nico Lagan, plproduction.co. PL, Papa Lima Production.co. This guy knows what he's talking about, and he's done all the tests, and he spent all the thousands of hours doing that. You can learn from him. So, Nico, I want to say thank you very much. Everybody, remember to like, remember to share, make some comments as well. Let us know what you got out of this, and also subscribe or follow, depending on which channel you're on. Nico, thank you for jumping on. Thank you for so much valuable
Thanks
content
for
here.
having me, brother.
You are the content man. Thank you all for thank you for listening. Until we speak again. Much love and God bless. Take care, guys.